Lorem ipsum, Wukong launches today, and I believe many have taken the day off just to dive into this game. Based on today's feedback, we've noticed that many players are entirely unfamiliar with the background of Black Myth Wukong. Before playing, they assumed it was a traditional Journey to the West story. As a result, once they entered the game, they were completely lost, unable to grasp the story. Wukong isn't the Wukong they expected. Buddha isn't Buddha anymore. And except for the fact that those who bring dogs are still not good people, everything else has drastically changed. Therefore, we've urgently released an article to provide a brief introduction to the game's story background and the settings of some characters, monsters, and deities from Journey to the West. Firstly, an important point. The protagonist of this game is not Sun Wukong, but rather a monkey who bears a striking resemblance to him, referred to as the Destined One. As for who the Destined One is and what connection he has to Sun Wukong, these mysteries can only be unraveled as you progress further in the story. Game background. This story takes place after the events of Journey to the West, so you can think of it as a sequel to the original Journey to the West. The team behind Black Myth Wukong is the same core team that worked on Azura, a game from over a decade ago. The worldview of Azura was inspired by the popular online novel Wukong's biography. Azura was a game that left many players with a sense of regret. The storyline was excellent, but after certain events led the core team to leave, the game's quality suffered significantly. Players' fond memories of Azura mostly revolve around the Lady Whitebone chapter. This is why the phrase, "after Whitebone," retraced the Journey to the West, frequently seen in the early trailers of Black Myth Wukong, has its origins in that chapter. In the game, you'll encounter many familiar names of characters and scenes from Journey to the West to help you better understand the relationships between various characters in the game. We've provided some brief introductions to important characters and locations featured in the game and trailers. It's important to note that the storyline of Black Myth Wukong is an original narrative built upon the worldview of Journey to the West. It differs from the familiar plot of the classic Journey to the West story. Finally, who is the Destined One? The following is merely a personal speculation, as the game has not been completed yet, so there is no concrete evidence. In both Buddhism and Taoism, the concept of the physical shell holds significant meaning. The physical shell can be understood as the human body, a temporary vessel for the soul. Whether in Buddhism or Taoism, when one ascends to immortality or attains Buddhahood, they must shed the limitations of their physical shell, allowing their soul to be purified and thus enter the realm of immortals. Therefore, it is highly likely that the Destined One in the game is actually Sun Wukong's former physical shell. This shell retains Sun Wukong's emotions and attachments to the mortal world, which not only makes it closely resemble Sun Wukong in appearance, but also gives it its own consciousness. After all, this shell represents a former state of Sun Wukong. The Destined One is Sun Wukong in the mortal world, retracing the Journey to the West to fulfill some unfinished wishes or regrets from the past. From the opening cinematic, it is revealed that in the game, even after the Journey to the West, Sun Wukong did not become the Buddha victorious in strife. In the storyline I've progressed through so far, his whereabouts remain unknown.